The various hardships facing the crew of a submarine at sea are hard to endure, but the crew does endure them, and the firm belief that our deployment out here at sea, our attacks on the English shipping, are making a difference, that our resolve and aggressiveness will force Britain to the negotiating table. Maybe that will help you to understand the shock that I felt when we received the following radio message. From BDU to all U-boat commanders. According to intelligence and radio interception, a convoy from Britain arrived at the Soviet port of Murmansk. Convoy index PQ. Upon reading the radio message, Max Wove looked at me in stunned silence. I could tell that something had broken inside of him. He understood the implications. Here we are, on our 15th war patrol, sinking ship after ship after ship, hoping that we will sink enough shipping that England won't be able to supply itself. And yet, despite the losses they have suffered, despite the fighting in Africa and in the skies over Britain, they have enough ships and supplies to send a convoy to Russia to help them in their war. A very clear sign that we are still very far away from winning this tonnage war. In the early morning hours, we receive a radio message. An enemy convoy is reportedly approaching our patrol area. This should make it very easy to intercept the convoy, and the course is soon plotted. As the day dawns, the boat is heading towards another engagement, towards another chance to swing the balance of this war in our favor.
Schiff gesichtet. Lage 2. Große Entfernung.
Hello there, and welcome to a new episode of our amazing Silent Hunter 3 campaign with the OneAlex Mod Edition. And it finally happened. We finally have an enemy convoy in front of us. At least that's what I hope. But that looks actually like an escort on the horizon, so I'm pretty confident that we do indeed have a convoy ahead of us. Good. Very good. Bring the user to the bridge. I want to have a better look at this. And I want to know which way I need to turn. Is this contact drifting left or drifting right? Very obviously drifting right. But there are... I can now see more plumes of smoke on the horizon, so we definitely found the convoy. And those plumes look... That looks like something is on fire. That's a big plume of smoke, right there. Not sure what that is. So here is how we will do it. First of all, we are going to turn around. Turn us around, make sure that we are staying ahead of the convoy. The boat is now turning hard. It is currently the 13th of August, 10 o'clock local time. And we are right here, just in BF 41 in the Celtic Sea. The convoy is an outbound convoy, traveling probably to the US. So that means we are not going to sink huge amounts of war material today. Unless that convoy is actually a convoy that's sailing from Britain around Africa, or maybe into the Mediterranean. In that case, they might be carrying war materials, we don't know. But regardless of what they're carrying, that is valuable shipping that's hopefully going to be sunk. But yeah, the important thing is that we turn the boat around, so that we can maintain a position ahead of the convoy for now. That's what I'm trying to do here. Slow down the boat. Let's make sure that we are not too fast. And now that the turn is completed, let's look behind us. Yeah, I see plumes of smoke there.
Jawohl, Herr
Slow
Kanoi.
down even
Kleine
further.
Fahrt voraus.
I need to be able to determine which way they are going, and I can't just base that observation on the lead escort, because the lead escort will frequently sweep left and right. So while I think it might be going towards the right, it might just be on a sweep. And that could mean that I make a misjudgment that will have consequences later on. So what I'm doing here is I'm slowing down, giving myself a lot of time. There's the escort, right there. I'm giving myself a lot of time here to really establish what's going on here. I need to know their course, more or less. It's a bit weird that the smoke is being blown to the right from all of the ships when we have 0 meters per second wind speed. That would indicate that, in fact, the main merchant ships, our main targets, that they are going from right to left. Can I find a good and nice plume of smoke like this one? We'll just point the user at it and we'll observe
Schiff gesichtet.
in a while which direction that plume of smoke went.
Schiff gesichtet.
And something is most definitely on fire right there. Through the fog you won't probably be able to see this on YouTube, but there's a huge plume of smoke rising through the fog, or out of the fog. So maybe that could be a ship that we just need to finish off. Maybe. Should I slow down even more? Let them get a little bit closer here. Might be a good idea. Let's check the user first. Plume of smoke might be drifting right, but it's still not very clear. I'll leave it like it is for now. And I'm going to slow down the boat even further.
Jawohl, Herr Kanoi. Derzeitige Fahrt 3 Knoten.
Let me actually slow down just to 2 knots.
Jawohl, Herr Kanoi. Derzeitige Fahrt 2 Knoten.
Basically just maintain enough speed for maneuvers to keep a steady course with the rudder. And we'll let these guys come up to us just a little bit. Just until we can actually tell what the hell is going on and where they are going.
Schiff gesichtet.
And where did that escort go? I don't see it anymore. Did I really gain so much distance from them? I find that a bit hard to believe. That would indicate that they are going extremely slow. I did have to turn around, so they should have... After that turn, they should have been closer to me. That does not seem to be the case. Well, anyway, I have made some preparations. We are going to be attacking in daylight, as you can see. The sea is perfectly flat and calm. So that means if we were to fire steam torpedoes, their bubble trails that they are leaving behind would be visible from afar and would also point straight back at our own position. So I have loaded a full salvo of electric torpedoes. Not sure if we'll be able to re-engage with the steam power torpedoes later on, but maybe by then the weather will change.
Schiff gesichtet.
You can't know. You can never be certain what's going to happen. But for this first attack we are going with all electrics. And hopefully we can avoid detection by doing that. In these calm waters, the destroyers, Aztec and hydrophones, will be very, very effective. they will be able to find us. And so I would really prefer not to be detected in the first place. Still nothing. Something weird is going on here. I'm thinking about turning back towards them. Well, I'll keep going like this for a minute or so, just to see if they come into view, if they come out of the fog. And then we are going to resume this story. For now, let's take a short break. Welcome back. I have to make a decision here. I still can't see any of the merchants, however I can see the escort. That thing did come out of the fog. And it is getting to a point where I'm a little bit concerned. Because obviously the weather today is very excellent. The waters are completely flat, the sea. So I can see them pretty well. At the same time, they might also see me pretty well in, well, not too much longer if I keep this up. And also, I'm pretty certain that they have a radar. They have a huge mast and something is on top of it, and that might be a radar set. And if that is radar, in these calm waters, we might be a return on their radar display. And that would be very, very bad. So I think what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to send out a radio message informing BDU that we have made contact with the convoy. And then we are going to dive and close the distance underwater. So I know that the convoy is on a southwestern course, something like this. And I know that their speed is more or less 9 knots. So we are going to set all of that like this. Range. Watch officer, give me an estimation for the range to the destroyer.
Schiff gesichtet. Schiff gesichtet.
Come on. Ah, there we go. 8.5. 8.5 is actually pretty close already. Okay, let's do it like this. Report, send out a contact report. Report sent. Let's check our report. Contact report here. Convoy sighted. Estimated course 235. Estimated speed 9 knots. Excellent. Excellent. Good. Let's lower this antenna.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
Remove the user from the bridge. Said let's lower this antenna. There we go. Bring the user down. And
Jawohl, Herr
increase our
Kaloin.
speed.
Kleine Fahrt voraus.
Prepare to dive.
Schiff gesichtet. Schiff gesichtet.
Do I actually turn around on the surface and start heading towards the convoy, or do I wait until I'm submerged? Safest bet would be to wait until I'm submerged.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
Beide Maschinen AK voraus.
Give us a bit of speed. That will help when we submerge. I want to come to this bearing right here, 155. So that's how we'll turn.
Jawohl,
Dive
Herr
the boat.
Kaloin. Tiefenruder auf normal tauchen.
And we are submerging. And I will slow us down now. Slow down the engines. I don't want to be hurt by that escort.
Derzeitige Tiefe 1,0.
Okay, we are
Jawohl,
down.
Herr Kaloin. Neuer Kurs 6,9. Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Neue Tiefe 1,9 Meter.
Yeah. Down to 19. Start the turn.
Derzeitige Tiefe 2,0.
We still have good speed. Very nice. We dove a bit too deep, but that's alright. That's alright. Why am I not at periscope depth, you might ask? Well, I will be going a little bit fast for a while here, just to close the distance a bit. And if you go fast while at periscope depth, in these calm waters like we have them today, you would create a ripple on the surface, a wave. And that would be very, very visible in these calm waters. I'm not sure that that is modeled in the game. I don't think so. But you know me, I'll try to keep it realistic. So we are diving down to about 20 meters. That should make sure that we are not producing a big wave on the surface, just because we are going slightly faster than 5 knots. Good, we are still keeping up the turn. We'll soon have turned around, and then we will close the distance with the convoy. We'll resume this video once we have some more updates, once we know what kind of ships we are facing. Contacts on the horizon. I can now see merchant ships, and plenty of them. However, something is weird. These ones look like they're going from right to left. Meanwhile, these ones over here look like they're going from left to right. What does this tell me? And there's another escort. That's even more telling. What this tells me is that I'm basically in front of the convoy. And they are zigzagging. They are zigzagging just like this destroyer here is. That will make things very difficult. I won't have a choice but to go in really close. And I have to evade this destroyer. So let me actually set course for that one. Turn right a bit more. Skirt around the destroyer that is in the front. And then I'm going to approach the merchants. Most likely those that are in the outer column here. We have just received a radio message. Down periscope. Let's take a look. Full freedom of maneuver granted, so we are free to attack. That's the response to my radio message that I sent out. Since all these ships are zigzagging, I cannot really gather targeting information like I would usually do. I cannot plot them, I cannot pass their course line and therefore get a precise course. Nothing that I usually do would work here. I'll just have to wing it. I really will have to do that. I will just have to wing it. That thing is concerning. I might be right in its path, and if I am, things are going to get very, very ugly. Let's see if we can identify this ship. So that is an English warship. Pretty certain of that. It looks like not a full-blown destroyer, it has only one stack. So let's look at the smaller ships here first. There's a raised platform on the rear. That's pretty distinctive. We are looking for single stack. This one is too small. This one is too small, those are just corvettes. Oh, hello. You might fit the bill. You're absolutely a candidate for the identity of this ship. Mast height 26.8. Let's take a quick look and see if we can measure the distance. So optical height is about 1.6. Set this to 1.6 on the scale here. Look at 27 meters mast height. They are just below 4 kilometers away. Let's verify that we are looking at the right target. Raised platform, lower aft deck. Another gun raised on the aft deck. Yeah, this is it. This is actually it. It's a Black Swan. Can go 20 knots, so can handily outrun us. Draft 3.7. Down periscope. Draft 3.7. Let's prepare an emergency torpedo salvo, just in case. I'll set both torpedoes to 1.5 meters impacts, because I'm not using magnetics at this point. I'll set speed to 10 for now. Distance and AOB I'm leaving alone for now. Tube 5 will also be set up as an emergency fire tube. Medium speed. And that's about it. I'm leaving it like this. Good. That's just, you know, insurance. Just looking through the other frigates that are available here to see if maybe there's one of them. But it did really look like a Black Swan. Yeah, I'm now with the destroyers, double stacks. This one isn't a double stack, but it doesn't fit the bill. Pretty sure that we were looking at the Black Swan. Captain, Colony, River, Black Swan. Yeah, I'm very sure. Yeah, you can see it even better now. Still, that this thing is zigzagging back and forth is making me very, very nervous. There is the outer escort. How close will this thing get to us? And there is... back there we see the ship that might be on fire. Okay. Plenty of ships. But I first have to penetrate the escort screen. Why are you on this side of the formation? Why are you not sweeping over there? Curse you. Radar, yes or no? Very hard to tell at this point. I can with some certainty say that they are flying a white flag with some red on it. So that's a British ship. At least it's not an American ship escorting them. That would be complicated. Down periscope. I'll keep closing the distance like this. It's really all that we can do at this point. Hope that we are not detected on our way in. And get close enough so that we can fire torpedoes at some merchant from close range, where the inaccuracy that is going to be present due to me not having precise firing data won't matter as much. That's the hope. Might have to use a few tricks here. No, we'll see. We'll see. For now, let's take another short break. Welcome back. We are now very close to engaging the targets. Let me show you. Where's the periscope? The escort is right there. Not too far away, actually. Optical height is about 3.1, something like that. So if I set this to 3.1, we know the mast height is 27. So that means they are only about 2 kilometers away, which is not a lot. And the merchants are now also getting quite close. They are zigzagging back and forth, so don't pay too much attention to their AOB right now. It's constantly changing. This will be incredibly difficult to pull off. We can see that there's indeed a tanker over there that seems to be on fire. If I can deliver another torpedo into him, I will certainly try to do so. However, there's a huge complication here. I don't have firing data. I can't measure their speed by letting them pass through a fixed line because of their constantly changing course. I will have to use a different method, and that method will most likely be called estimation. I will have to estimate or guesstimate their course, distance and speed, and AOB, and then just fire the torpedoes and hope for the best. Or I can maybe try to use another method that is a little bit more complicated. I'll see about that. What the hell is that? Oh, look at that! There's another one of those ships that has a plane on a catapult in the front. That looks like a mono-wing plane. So not like we had in one of our previous engagement where this thing had a biplane on the front. This time it's a monoplane. Might be a Hurricane. Very nice. I still didn't really pick who to engage. I will engage a target of opportunity. This here seems quite opportune. Let's see how far away this thing is. Is it even in range? Optical height, almost 2. Mast height, pretty low. My guess is like 23 meters. Range, 2.5 kilometers. Could be a worthwhile target. Or the one that is coming behind it, which should be the tanker. Or this one. This one is quite close. The mast is a bit higher. So let's see here, optical height 5.5. And I'm looking at the mast height of maybe 27, something like that. Quite a bit higher, just above a kilometer away. You might be a decent target. The one following behind you seems like a decent target. These ones here, this one might also be a decent target, but it's coming behind me and I don't want to fire my rear tube because it contains a steam power torpedo. Sinking that ship over there with the fighter would be pretty sweet. But you know what? I might actually try to fire at this guy. Let us actually go ahead and turn the boat. Things are about to get interesting. Turn the boat, come on. It was 347. That will take some time. Until we have settled on a new course. But it's fine. It's absolutely fine what we are doing here. We just have to make sure that our periscope is not spotted. That's very important. What's the escort doing? There it is. Yeah. We passed that thing. No, what? This is actually not looking half bad. This is like looking like a pretty good side picture. We are still turning, so I can't take the time. But if they're actually steadying up on their zigzag, then I might be able to do this after all. Length of that target, 130. Are we on a new course? Yes, prepare to take a speed measurement here. Go. AOB is now 90. And stop the clock. So that was 26 seconds. 130 meters, speed 9.5. Range to that target. I will measure it again. I will fire salvos, I think. Just to give us the best chance that we can get to hit these targets. Okay. Measure the optical height. It's 4.2. 4.2. Mast height, we set 23 for that target, 1.2. Set. Select salvo. Select salvo tubes 1 and 3. Torpedo depth, let's do 4 meters. Impact pistols. Open both tubes. AOB just be... yep, that's looking good. Fire both torpedoes. Ah damn, the angle is too... shit. I might have messed up a little bit here, the angle is quite large. Anyway, can't change it now. Switch to next salvo. Reduce the angle. Set torpedoes to impact. Open the tubes. Next target. The big fat tanker. That's a good one. Distance, optical height 4. This ship has a bigger mast. Let's go with 25, so that's 1.5 kilometers. Open the tubes.
Kontakt, Frachter, entfernt sich auf 353, große
Increase the
Entfernung.
spread angle a little bit to 2. Open both tubes. And AOB, let's bring it out a little bit like this. That's alright. Let's reduce the speed just slightly. Fire both tubes. Down to 150. Down periscope. So here's the thing, I fired all tubes. There's nothing for me to do right now on the surface. With these calm waters, the destroyers will of course come looking for us. And I don't want to be here when they... I don't want to be on the surface if they should find us. I heard an explosion. Let's actually watch. Hit on target. Excellent. That's excellent news. One torpedo on target. The other torpedoes should be running towards the other target. And well, they might now be slowing down a lot. But still, this could be a hit. If not on the first one, then maybe on the second one. But that ship over there, that's hit, and I see it listing already. So that's looking great so far. Where did the torpedoes go?
Kontakt, Frachter, kommt näher auf 4,5, geringe Entfernung.
Torpedoes, hello. Lost them. Just completely lost them.
Derzeitige Tiefe 2,0.
Yeah. Lost them. Target ship is in front of us here. Maybe the torpedoes are... no, can't find them. Well, we will see. Here's the target ship. Do we see any torpedoes? No. So, that's bad. They might be missing, but with a bit of luck they might still hit that ship, and that would be fine by me. Absolutely. Yeah, I completely lost those things. A shame. Let's
Kontakt, Frachter, entfernt sich auf 3,4, mittlere Entfernung.
go towards this ship. See if we can find them close to it. That's sadly a no. And you know, these torpedoes, no bubble trail on the surface. None at all. No chance of finding them once you lose them. So unfortunately what must have happened is that, well, I can actually see that this thing started to maneuver very violently. So we are not hitting it. I'm not sure if it's sped up or slowed down. And the same is true for the second ship. We also don't have a clue where the torpedoes went. But certainly not smacking into that thing. Let's see if we can hear them. There's one, that's the one that we fired at the first ship, that didn't hit, and here we hear the other ones. At least one torpedo is pretty much on bearing with the two ships, but yeah, inconclusive. What matters now is to know where the hell the warships are. So this one is closing fast. This one isn't. Another one back there. And another one back there, also closing fast. Essentially warships in all directions. Hydrophone. Report on closest. 214. So this one coming up from behind is the closest. There's honestly not much that I can do. They're coming from all directions. I can't really evade all of them if they decide to really search the convoy. So the best that I can do right now is to just keep dropping down, diving, 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 diving. And if they should detect me, oh well. Then we are in for some trouble. Then we are in for some big, big trouble. Let us take a break here until we know if we are going to be detected or not.
Kriegsschiff auf 204, Entfernung gleichbleibend. Kriegsschiff auf 205, Entfernung gleichbleibend.
What you're hearing is pinging, and it's not good. We have a warship closing in on our right side here. I think that is an escort that was following the convoy. And I'm now desperately trying to turn us away from this escort. And I hope that we are not directly in its path. If we are, then we will be in a lot of trouble. So far things have been great. We have not been detected, the warships have kept a nice distance to us, but this one is coming directly for us. And I'm concerned. I'm very concerned. Maybe they have already detected us. Why can I not hear them? Are they that quiet? Oh yeah, I can hear just a little bit. Not sure why. Still keep turning. We are already at almost 130 meters. 130 meters right now, actually. So the call out should come any moment. Yeah, current depth 130.
Derzeitige Tiefe 130.
So that's good. We already have quite a lot of water above us. But still in these calm waters, if he gets close enough and he gets a good profile on us, he will be able to detect our boat. Hydrophone. How close is he? Medium range still. That's good. That's giving us a chance. Lost him.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Ruder 0 Grad.
Is he going right to left or left to right? That is a very good question right now. Should I turn even more? Hope that we are not directly in its path. I can't hear anything. Turn harder.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Neuer Kurs 2, 3, 5.
Turn harder. There he is.
Jawohl, Herr
Stop the
Kaloin.
turn for now.
Ruder 0 Grad.
Keep a narrow profile. See how the bearing is changing now that he's over there behind us. He's currently on bearing 199. Hydrophone, can you follow?
Kriegsschiff kommt näher.
You
auf
can.
198.
Depending on which way the bearing is drifting.
Tiefe 140. Auf 199. Kommt näher.
So he's coming up on our left side. No, we are still a little bit turning, so that might be just because of that.
Kriegsschiff auf 198. Kommt näher.
Let's wait. The boat is still swinging back from its last turn. So let's wait a little bit. And then we'll see which way it's going. Warship lost. Warship lost. No pinging. That's good. That's very good. Let me have a listen. Can't hear a thing. Hydrophone. What say you? 203 medium range. That would indicate that he's coming up on our left side. And I should really turn right. Can you follow?
Kriegsschiff kommt näher. Auf 203.
Yeah, we are turning right. It's coming up on our left side. Let's turn right 40.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Neuer Kurs 304.
Unless he's zigzagging. In that case, all bets are off. Okay, since this thing is pretty close to us and we have already heard pinging in the water,
Tiefe 150.
I did order the boat down to 160 meters. We are going deeper than that. Down to 200.
Neue Tiefe 200 Meter.
Shit. $180 directly behind us. Let's turn. Keep turning. Okay. We're almost on our new course. It's now on 167. See if you can follow.
Kriegsschiff entfernt sich auf 261.
No, you can't. Not yet. But we are also still turning, so following is not really that useful right now. Moving fast, closing, bearing 163, still medium range. Bearing 163. Yeah, that's fine, we're still turning. Turn is almost completed. Then the boat will of course bounce back. Closing to critical depth. Yeah, that's fine. So far our boat is undamaged, so we should be able to go really deep with it without issues. The boat is now swinging back towards the left. Already at 160 meters. Keep going deeper. Just keep going deeper. So far, by the way, we have not received a report that the ship that we struck is actually sinking. So it's still up there. I don't know if it is escaping right now or what its deal is, but it's not sinking. We will have to re-engage in order to sink a ship. That's also kind of bad, because I might actually not be able to go after this convoy. You remember that that ship up there that had the catapult with the plane on it? Well, that looked like a Hurricane. And these ships that were equipped with a Hurricane fighter on a catapult, the purpose of that was very simple. It is a one-time use thing. You can launch that Hurricane. You will not be able to recover it. They were made precisely so that if there was confirmation that a U-boat was nearby, running after the convoy on the surface, then that fighter would be launched to hunt down and deter the U-boat from following the convoy. The fighter would fly around until its fuel was empty. By that point it would have returned to the convoy, and the pilot would have ditched the aircraft and would then be picked up by the ships in the convoy. The main purpose of that thing was really to make sure that the submarine can't follow the convoy on the surface, because they knew perfectly well that the submerged submarine just is not fast enough. Bearing 165, medium range still. Can you follow it now? You can't. Closing. I really hope he's not vectoring in our warship on my position. If he's doing that, that would be evil. Yeah, warship closing fast from that direction. Another one over there. There you are. Now I can hear you. You are very slow. Very low revolutions on your screws. Increasing. Increasing a lot. Shit. I think they got us. Prepare to increase speed. The pinging has stopped? No, not stopped, but the intensity has reduced.
Der Feind hat uns in der Ortung, Herr Kaloin. Wann ist das endlich vorbei?
Hydrophone, where exactly is he now? Closing 168, medium range. Come a little bit left.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin. Neuer Kurs 299. Derzeitige Tiefe 180.
I think he's having a hard time locating us. Closing 171, yeah. He's having a hard time to keep track of us. I think he knows we are down here. He just doesn't have a good position. I might have to go very, very deep here. There you are.
Der Feind hat uns in der Ortung, Herr Kaloin.
Closing
Wann ist
fast.
das endlich vorbei?
Frequency increasing. I think they got us. I think this time he has us, even though we are presenting a narrow profile. He has us. The question now becomes, can we evade it? Pinging has stopped. Still running in.
Derzeitige Tiefe 190.
He's slowing down. Come right.
Neuer Kurs 320.
We might now be too close for his S-stick. Increasing speed, that might be... Yeah, he's charging in. Will he drop charges?
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
Speed up the boat.
Kleine Fahrt voraus.
Still speeding in. No splashes. Charges.
Derzeitige Tiefe 200.
Depth charges in the water.
Jawohl, Herr Kaloin.
Speed up.
Beide Maschinen am K voraus.
20 degrees right.
Neuer Kurs 339.
They will need some time to reach down here. By that time I plan to be away from this position. Come on, come on, come on. He dropped shallow. That's way above us. That was simply not enough time for these charges to drop to our depth. It's a very thick pattern that he dropped, but a very ineffectual one. We didn't even get rattled. Very, very thick pattern. Off to our left now. I'm fine with this. Hydrophone, where is he? 319. Okay, this is good. Keep going this way while the depth charges are exploding. Slow down.
Beide Maschinen, kleine Fahrt voraus.
In fact, slow us down to just 2 knots. That should be a little bit below 100 revolutions per minute. Yes, it is. So that ship, constant distance, it's turning around again at 334. With a bit of luck, yeah, it's passing in front of me, I think. We will be leaving the area that it's searching, with a bit of luck. If we can do that, we can get away. But I have a suspicion that with these calm waters I will have to endure quite a lot of depth charging before we can make our escape. So I suspect that will take quite some time, so let's take another break here and let's see if I get a depth charge dropped on me, or if we can actually get away. Welcome back. We are safe. The boat is rising to periscope depth right now, so let's take a look if we can still spot the convoy, although I really don't think so. Where's the periscope? They are somewhere in this direction. Yes, I can still see very faint the columns of smoke rising above the fog. Very faint, and they are the bigger column from the smoking tanker. So I can still kind of see them. The destroyer has kept me submerged for a long time. A really long time. Well, it wasn't a destroyer, it was a frigate, but still. They have kept me submerged for a really long time and allowed the convoy to basically escape. Because at this point... Oh, by the way, let me just show you. The ship that we struck did sink. So that was a medium merchant of 5,300 tons. That's pretty good. But look at the time of the sinking. 12:30. 12:30, and it is now 2:30. The damn frigate has kept me submerged for more than 2 hours. And you know, at an average speed of 9 knots that was reported for this convoy, in 2 hours they can gain a distance of 33 kilometers on me. That's just in 2 hours. So 33 kilometers away. Even if I go at a maximum sustained speed of 15 knots after them, that means that we are chasing after them with a speed difference of 6 knots. And well, to bridge these 30... what was it? To bridge these 33 kilometers at a speed difference of 6 knots, we would still need about 3 hours.
Kontakt, Kriegsschiff, kommt näher auf 223, große Entfernung.
And that is without appreciating that I would also have to basically sail around them and get into a position somewhere in front of them. So chasing them down, I would need at least 4 hours, probably something like 5 hours. And then, of course, there's the problem of the ship equipped with the catapult fighter. Because this here is exactly when that thing would be used. The pilot would right now be getting ready. They know that the frigate has kept me submerged for so long. They know that. And they know, or well, they can assume, that I would now surface and tried to race after the convoy. So this is when they would launch the fighter. And that hurricane has only one purpose: to keep me away from the convoy, to keep me suppressed, to keep me submerged and slow. Because as long as I'm submerged, I have no hopes of catching them. Simply none. Yes, you are throwing away a hurricane, so to speak, but you're allowing the convoy to sail away. And the hurricane by this point in the war is pretty much obsolete anyway, so there's no great loss in that. It's a really good use for the hurricane, actually. It's a really good use. So if the hurricane gets launched and keeps me submerged for 2 more hours, well then, that means that they will have increased their distance to me by another 30 kilometers. And then we are already talking about just a straight distance of 60 kilometers, over 60 kilometers, almost 70. And by that point I can't even hear them on hydrophone anymore. They can simply change course and sail away. And I have no hopes of catching them. And that's precisely what that hurricane is good for. Now, I don't know. Actually, I'm quite sure that it's not really the case. I don't think that in the game the fighter will actually be launched and patrolling the area here. However, as I've said earlier in the video, I'm trying to play this realistic. So at this moment I have to assume that since they have that ship in the convoy, they will make use of it. They will launch that fighter. And that means that convoy cannot be re-engaged by myself. That's what it means. Quite simple. I will have to find another target. We fired 4 torpedoes, engaged 2 targets, and struck and sunk 1. It's an alright result. We could have done better, but we could have also done much worse. So we are sticking with that result, and we will be returning to our patrol area, where we will search for something else. But for now, I think this will be it for today's episode. With the side of the convoy disappearing, I will bid you farewell. I want to thank you very much for watching today's video. I hope that you enjoyed it. Let me know, what do you think? Why did I miss the second shot? Did they slow down or did they speed up? I'm sad that we lost sight of the torpedoes. It would have been interesting to see what happens exactly. I think that they turned in towards me and so the torpedoes missed them by sailing by in front of them. But I can't be sure. Maybe they also increased their speed and so the torpedoes passed aft of them. I can't say for certain right now. But maybe you can make a good guess. Alright, once again, thank you very much. And I hope to see you again next time. Until then, have some really, really great days and goodbye.